everybody? What up, everybody? Let's talk about it. It's April Dawn. What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. Let's talk about it. What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. Let's talk about it. This is the Chi Season 4, Episode 1. Right, I took these notes way last Friday. As I explained in my other video, I took my equipment to the school today to do something for school, and I left it all there. Like, I purposely packed it up because I was coming home and I wanted to make the videos with the green screen, but I left them all there. So you want the video, you want it in a timely fashion, you're going to have to skip the green screen this week. I apologize. We'll be back to my regularly scheduled program probably the day after tomorrow, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. I thought this episode was good. It was a great season opener. Hopefully we're getting a different feel from what we didn't get last season. I didn't really love last season. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. So, like I said, let's just go ahead and get into what happened. Start off with a montage of Kevin like running through different hallways, and he sees Jake kissing this girl. She turns around and we realize he's kissing Gemma. It was in a stairwell somewhere, and then we see they're all dressed up for some type of dance or occasion, I guess. We see the dancers at the dance. They're dancing. We see Doodah getting shot. We also saw him at the whatever occasion this is. We see Keisha having her baby. Looks like she's having a water birth. And we also see Emmett kind of looking in the bathroom, looking at the mirror. And like I said, at the end, we see Doodah getting shot. And then we see 1 month earlier. So I'm assuming that they're going to lead us up to the events that happened that night from 1 month earlier. So 1 month earlier, Kevin and Gemma are in the bed together, child. They having full sex now. I'm like, y'all, what is going on, baby? Okay, so he had to hop out the window, and, you know, he think he not getting caught, but the dad is watching him put his clothes on the camera, and then he turn around and comes to the door like he picking Gemma up for school. He like, oh, this nigga think he's slick. But he don't say nothing. He just let him in real smooth. I said, all right, daddy planning something for that ass later. You hear the news in the background. They talking about is Perry the mayor now? Is he a mayor criminal, or is he, you know, a politician or a criminal or something? They call him a businessman or a criminal or whatever. And we see Papa picking up his work check. He works for Emmett. He's employee of. He's telling me, I'm not employee of the month. You know what I'm saying? He like, can you pay me in cash? Well, can you give me two? Emmett is like, I finally got legit business. I'm going to need for you to just go on. You know what I mean? Like, get your check and go on about your business. And what's crazy to me is that they took Sonny business and then nobody said nothing about Sonny. And I just feel some type of way about that. I don't know about y'all. I just feel some kind of way about it. We see Gemma, Kevin, and the dad are talking about the kids that burned down something. And she's like, why are you even telling us this? This don't have nothing to do with us. And, you know, the dad is like, well, Olympics are never going to want to come to Chicago because of everything that's going on. Then they argue about police and capitalism and being the root of all evil and so forth and so on. You just be like, okay, I understood what Gemma was saying, but her dad also had points like, all right, girl, you remember the capitalism when you talking about a Chanel bag that you want. So we see Tiffany comes to the restaurant. She's looking real cute this season. Emmett is being extra sweet to her, extra nice, because you know that guilty conscience is weighing on him very heavy. And he's talking about having another baby, you know, giggling, call me the boss and call me all this. And she's like, boy, bye, get out of my face. So she probably adding this up in her brain like he acting real weird. We see Dominique is in the kitchen, and Tiffany goes to her and tells her that she needs to cook to make the edibles. And she says, listen, there's like an art to that, but I have a friend who used to make it. Maybe I can call, you know, and talk to that friend or whatever. And she like, all right, bet. And so then we see Emmett interrupts them. He is so worried about them talking about him, and ain't nobody worried about your ass, child. You just go ahead and tell her if you're going to be doing this the whole season. We see Jake, Trig, and Imani, and they're at like a little barber shop they got going on now. You know, he's working for Doodah now, so I'm pretty sure that's how he got the money to open this barbershop. And we see Jake is getting ready. He's ready for biology. Doodah comes in, and it kind of, he get on Jake's nerves. Jake don't fuck with him like that. It was like, all right, gangster, or is he the mayor or whatever? And he's like, when you started watching news, he said, oh, when I started working with you, he was like, you're not working with me, you're working for me. Let's go ahead and get that straight. The parameters of our relationship, in case you had shit up, okay? He gives him Jake's tuition money and tells him he's ready to go to school. And he tells Imani, he's like, well, she's done with the place. And she was like, thank you, you know, and thanks to your help, you know, we've done everything or whatever. So he offers to take Jake to school, but Tripp says, no, I'll take him, you know, don't worry about it, he my brother. When they leave, he tells Imani if she needs anything, you know, just call him or whatever. And she's like, you know, thank you for helping me get everything we needed or whatever, but we're good, like, don't worry about it. And so something is brewing with that little story between them two. So we see Darnell, which is one of my favorite characters. He stops by Smokey's, And he's like, where is his wife? So apparently him and Dominique are actually dating right now. I said, oh my God, this is gross. And Emmett feels the same way. We also see Keisha getting ready. She's having a meeting with some potential people that want to adopt the baby that she's having. So she decides to put the baby up for adoption because she's big and pregnant. Okay, and she says she can't find anything. Well, Tiffany's like, girl, you need to get some maternity clothes. It's like you in denial. Like, get you some maternity clothes, sis. She finds something nice for her to wear. Dominique and Darnell talk, and she tells him about when she smashed Emmett. She did it with him, you know what I mean? And he don't care, child. He said that's in the past, but the past is the past. But he goes to the front and he tortures Emmett with this, and you know he is gonna ride this shit till the wheels fall off, and Emmett is about to lose it. He says, please don't tell Tiffany about what's going on. And he says, no, I ain't gonna tell her. You know what I'm saying? He was like, nigga, you can't hold water, okay? You can't keep no damn secrets. And he tells her, you know, Tiffany said me and Dominique be coming through for movie night or whatever. I'm just letting you know. And at the same time, Jada walks in and she like, oh, you keeping it in the family house? I said, oh, Lord, child. Everybody know your business, Emmy. What's going on? You see the kids, they're leaving school. They're talking about Black Lives Matter and a particular teacher that they have who just displays the sign and she don't really mean what she say. And they kind of going back and forth about it. Kevin is more like the let's just comply type of brother, you know. So him and Jim are talking back and forth, and she was like, I don't like this about you. I wish I was with somebody that I could have a healthy debate with. And he's like, girl, I don't want to have no debate with you. I love you. And Jake is like, oh my God, this is gross. But we know he really likes her. Like I told y'all last season. Y'all go back last season. I told you that Jake was going to like that girl because he hated her just a little bit too much, okay? Kevin is supposed to go with Jim into this by all means necessary group or something, but Kevin said he can't go. You know he can't go, child. He got to go take care of something else. Rosalind and Duda, they go about Tracy's business. You know, Tracy has that group for the mothers and the parents of kids who died from violence. And they tell her that it's great what she's doing for the community and they just want to help her, you know. And she's like, oh, so you need a cause to fight for since they got you out here looking like a criminal on the news. She said she wants some help, but she's not willing to sell her soul. And so he invites her to an event that he has later on that night, and he kind of whispers in her ear, you know, I'm not who you think I am. I was like, girl, he is, bitch, but he fine as well. So I don't know, girl. I might do it, sis. I don't know. Then we see on the train, Jake is changing his clothes to go back to the hood. And he's like, man, you really love Jim Mahine. He was like, man, I'm not surprised or whatever. And he says, you'll understand one day when you get a girl, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have to go. You're going to have to meet with the dad. You're going to have to go out to dinner, all of that shit. You know how these bougie people do. They go in the block. They get off the bus and they on the block. And the guy walks up to Kevin and says something to him about what he got on, like where y'all going through this play hood or whatever. And, you know, Jake jumps up to defend him and the boys are like pumped. You know how the boys, they bump chests and all this. Like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Nigga, I shoot y'all, I kill you. I'm like, y'all gonna shoot somebody? You gonna kill somebody over nothing? But okay, the police are out there just waiting to take somebody to jail, honey. So they go over there. They ask Jake what his ID is. He doesn't want to give up the ID. Kevin does want to give up the ID. And the police tackle him to the ground and commits to beating his ass. And at this point, Kevin tries to pull out his ID, but don't be pulling out shit, okay? Now you finna get shot too. The police pull a gun on him, and he just got on his knees and put his hands up. Aisha recorded this whole thing on her phone, and they take Jake on to the jailhouse. So we see Keisha meeting with the adopted parents, and it's the beautiful and lovely Tabitha Brown that we see on this show. And she's like, oh, the home is cute, and they make a little small talk about her coming to help. And you can tell that, you know, her and her husband got a little tension between them or whatever. And Keisha questions the shit out of them, like, are y'all good? Because it looked like y'all got a little tension, you know what I'm saying, going on in the house. And she was like, you know, we're on the same page about this. You know, nobody's family is perfect or whatever. And she was like, okay, you know, nobody will love the baby more than I will. And he was like, we will. Okay, we will. She like, can you step outside, nigga? You doing too much talking. You about to fuck up, okay? So when they walk outside, you know, it's clear that something is going on between these two married people that we don't know about. And then we see the kids ponder, should they keep the tape to themselves? Should they not turn it into the police or put it on, you know, the internet? And Kevin is like, don't do that because Jake don't want nobody to see him getting punked by the police. But Kevin is very, like, childlike minded to me. And this is where I don't see how his character has grown over these 3 seasons for not all of a sudden you don't want to, you know, expose the police for doing what they're doing, but you done accidentally shot somebody, you done did all kind of stuff. It's an innocence about Kevin that I think that's still there, even though he was doing some of the things that he was doing in this episode. He leaves, and Pop and Maisha decide they're going to put the shit out, okay? They're going to put the tape out, because if they get into trouble, it's going to be good trouble. You see Kevin is riding his bicycle, man. He feeling low, man. He drinking, he smoking, he thinking about his homie, you know what I'm saying, and what happened. He like going over everything in his head. Jim is calling him. He ain't answering the phone. He acting real funny. And the same time we see Monty and Trig, they worried about Jake because Jake haven't made it home. He gets the call. He don't say where he was at, which was kind of strange to me. But they have to figure out where he is. We see Duda and Rosalind. They going to this restaurant where Tracy, Jada, and Dre are all there. They're all friends. And this is the event that he was talking about. And you know, when he walk in the room, they like, boom, bitch, he fine, bitch. We see you looking at him, Tracy, girl. Don't you be looking at that married man. She was like, I don't trust him. I don't trust him at all. I'm like, girl, you gonna be on that. Okay, like I know you know how to do, bouncing on a pogo stick, okay, shake it like a dog, okay, ride it like a monkey, hey, okay, all of that, you finna do all that, baby, like a snack, like a whole meal. And they telling her you don't want to get caught up in his mess, girl, just be careful. So she goes over to speak to them. So then we see Tiffany and Dominique are making the edibles in the kitchen, and Darnell and Emmett come over, and Darnell has bought not only a VHS tape of Soul Food, he has also bought the VCR player, y'all. So they about to watch the TV, and you know, they bought him an Apple TV, and they go over this big spiel about technology and how he don't get into technology. So everybody is about to be really high, and you can tell that Emmett is stressed, okay? He is so pressed about them finding out what's going on or what happened between him and Dominique that, like, it's crazy. They was coughing. He was like, what you coughing at? What you looking at? Even Dominique was looking a little paranoid about the situation. At the end of the night, Tiffany is like, boy, go help your damn daddy and get out of my face. Like, you're doing too damn much. At the restaurant, Tracy goes over and she speaks to Duda and Rosalind, or Rosalind, or whatever her name is. He gasses her up. He tells her he's impressed by her, you know what I'm saying, about what everything she got going on, and he's not impressed easily. And then he gets the call and he has to leave. It's very important. And so Andy's character Rosalind is like, do you want to screw my husband, girl? Because if you do, like, it's all good. Like, I don't mind sharing. I was like, boy, this is a lot true to life, isn't it? From Miss Candy. Okay, girl. But I think she's doing a great job killing this role. Then we see that Duda was on the run because he had to get to the hospital because Jake is in the hospital, and Trig is already there. He's pissed off that he sees Jake is chained up or whatever. He's shackled. And, you know, but Jake is going to be okay. They said he was resisting arrest, but what I never understand about these cases is what were you arresting him for in the first place? How could he be resisting arrest when you just asked him for his ID? You wasn't actually arresting him for anything. So Duda shows up and Jake is pissed. Trig is pissed. He says he's going to handle it. And Trig is upset. He said he wants blood. Why do they have his brother chained up? So they got the brother unshackled by the police, you know. He's like, just calm down or whatever. He says, listen, we need them to drop the charges. And he's like, that's not a problem. I get them to drop the charges. He said that'll be easy. And he says, I'm going to make sure he has the best care and everything, you know, that he's well taken care of. And he says, I need him to not be here at all. Like, I needed him. That's what I needed for him to do. You know, he's like, I can't stop the police from being crooked. I can't stop this. I can't do this. He said, ain't that your job, nigga? That's your job. Ain't you the mayor?
That's what you're supposed to be doing, baby.
What you gonna do, suspend a nigga with pay? And he's like, I'm gonna handle it. Okay, I promise you I'm gonna take care of it. Please trust me. This is the first time I've ever seen Duda look shooken like that. He looks shaking in his bones, honey. Keisha and Dre, they're talking about, you know, the couple and the sadness that she felt in the house with them. And they basically, and Nikki, what's the mama name? The mama is there too, and she basically just, you know, telling her, listen, it's out of your hands. Once you give your child over, you know, it's in God's hands. Like, you can't control the environment that they live in. Even if they start off happy, they might end up in, you know, hell, bitch. You never know, you know. Just gotta trust that what you're doing is the right thing for the child. So Kevin eventually comes home. He's drunk and he's high, and they like, what's wrong with you? And he was like,
the police.
I was So he goes into the room, and they trying to get him to talk. You know, he don't want to talk about nothing, child. She just comforts him. His mama comforts him, and I thought that was a nice moment. I'm glad they have these kind of moments on this show where they allow the kids to still be kids, even though they be out here doing grown people shit. Okay? So at movie night, Emmett is sweating bullets, baby. He is sweating, honey. This on the part of soul food when they be like, fuck the family, my husband. So, you know, he is, baby, tripping. He's high. Like I said, even Dominique looked like she a little bit on edge, you know, high or whatever. They like, Darnell is like, damn, nigga, you sweat like a mother. Like, you sweating? Like, why you sweating, dog? Why you sweating? I love Darnell. He's literally my favorite character on this show. After it's over with, Tiffany thanks Dominique for taking a chance on Emmy because all of this wouldn't be possible if she didn't. And she says, you know, no, it's good, you know, that you married him. You made him an honest man. It's good. You know, it's better for everybody this way. And then she says, oh, the edibles, you know, they hidden, they good, they work. And she was like, this might be a new side hustle. And if you don't know, I know that weed is legal, recreational use in Chicago, or in Illinois at this present time. So go ahead and get high. Kevin is playing video games, and Keisha comes in to try to talk to him, to get him to talk. And he don't want to talk. You know, she's like, you need to start talking. You either should at least go see, you know, Jake, because you're going to start being in here by yourself. You're going to start thinking nobody cares about you, and then you're going to start thinking you deserved it. And so you need to talk to somebody if you don't go to therapy at least. He was like, you really felt like that? She was like, yeah, I really felt like that. Then the doorbell rings, and it's none other than Miss Tabitha. She comes over for just a peace offering. She gives her some, I think it was some type of donuts or something. I don't know what she gave her, y'all, but it was real good. I know y'all Chicago people, y'all know what it is, so she put that in the comments. She said she wants to be honest with her and tell her that her and her husband are getting a divorce. That she said, well, that's not a surprise. You know what I'm saying? I figured that something was going on in the household, honey. She said she wasn't trying to lie to her with it, but she just really wanted a child, and her ex-husband agreed to come over there, you know, and like put on the front for them or whatever. But Keisha says, well, I understand and I appreciate your gift and I thank you for coming over here, but, you know, I really want my child to be in a two-parent household. And she says she understands and she wishes her well and she wishes her all the best. And then she leaves. So I wonder if, you know, she's going to end up giving her to her in a one-parent household, or how that's exactly going to go. I think that's going to be interesting to see how that storyline plays out. So now we see that the video that Maisha and Papa had put up has gone viral on the news. And Jake sees the family is demanding justice. Kevin comes to see him, and baby, they get in an argument. Why you ain't do this? Why you ain't do that? You know, I feel like both of them had points. You know, I think that Kevin was trying to comply, even though him complying didn't get him off any better, other than he went home and he didn't get beat up. But I mean, he almost got shot, just like Jake. And so they kind of, and Jake says, well, maybe if I had on my uniform, things would be different. And then he says, well, you could have videotaped it. You could have did something. And when he says that Maisha videotaped it, he was like, man, that she's a real writer. And so, you know, as Jake is leaving, Papa comes and he kind of breaks the tension between them, which I was happy for. And they all kind of have a little giggle and they laugh and they kind of get over it. But we can see that once again, they're going to have a whole nother season where these two boys are building up the anger at each other, and eventually it'll come to a head because Jake about to steal this boy girlfriend. Okay. Thundercat, because I forgot to say at the restaurant, Jada, you know, her little Thundercat masseuse from last season, baby, he was there, and he did a little smile and sent her some appetizers or some shit, you know, it was cute. So, you know, her Thundercat came over there to try to, you know, give her a massage, and she was like, oh, we not getting a massage. She said, no, I want to take you on a date. A date? You want to go on a date? Okay. So they leave and they go on their little date or whatever. And we see the kids are looking at the video and they talking about so many views they got on the video. You know, they like, man, the people with you or whatever. And Kevin get pissed off, walk away. I told you not to post that video. I'm like, here you go with this bullshit, Kevin. We don't have time for you. Okay, Kevin, get it together, Kevin. Then we see Duda, he visits Tracy again, and this scene was sexy to me, baby. He said that he wants to help her, and he took off his shirt, and baby, he had nothing but a white beat on, giving you fine black man. It was giving fineness, okay? That's what it was giving, gangster realness. It was giving, I be laying this pipe, girl, okay? And give you $1,000, period. He started to paint and she like, you heard about the kids who got beat up by the police. Are you going to do anything? And he said, I'm going to try to do something. And she's like, well, sometimes it just feel like we living in the police state. And he was like, because it do. I think they're really going to connect with each other and maybe even fall in love with each other. So it's going to be interesting to see where they go with this Duda, you know, line. They ain't do nothing then, but I saw the sexiness that was in their eyes, okay? And she already got the green light. Just give me the light, okay? She just gave her the light, baby. So we gonna see. So then we see Imani, she's calling Trig and she's like, he's on the way or he's here or whatever. And then we see Trig bust out and beat the shit out of somebody over the head. Now I don't know if that was the little boy who got into it with Jake. I don't know if this got something to do with the gang or what's going on, baby. But he beat the piss out of this boy. Okay, so that was the end of the episode. I thought it was good. I thought that bringing the police back into the situation is going to be good. I think that I think that it's going to be a good show. This season. So tell me what you thought about this season. I'm sorry, like I said, about the background. I'm sorry about the background, y'all. I apologize. It's been a busy day, and it's almost 10 o'clock. It's past 10 o'clock at night right now. So I'm about to eat my little cupcake for my birthday, and I'm going to take it on to bed. But I just want to holler at y'all. Give you my review of the show. I thought it was a good season opener, so I want to hear your thoughts about it. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will holler at y'all next week. Peace.